You're not kidnapped, but you're coming with us. And as we're leaving, Clem finds a crystallized spider lily. It's kind of got some interesting vibes. So that means that it's got to go with Clem back home to the camp. And we take the rest of our crew, monster crew, back with us. And as we're going, we see the cart. We find a little serpent snout. It is the snake that we saw in Pigeons. But now it's just a head. So Zazie says, well, you're coming with us now, too. So we go back to the camp with all of our new friends, Flora, Tentacle Monster, Tressar. And guess what? When we go back, Min isn't there. Knight has a horrible voice message to leave for Min or for Toodles, but we'll figure it out tomorrow. That's a problem for tomorrow night. So we decide let's start moving around. Flora goes with Clem. Tressar goes with Kiros. Zazie pawns off the tentacle monster to Shantara because she also has the snake. So pretty much everybody gets their own buddy. They're all wild gods, so we all have a wild god friend now. And as we do that, Kiros talks to Clem, gets a pot from Caravel's tent and introduces Flora to Caravel. They talk kind of about plants growing and how best to kind of grow the plant that Clem has. Kiros talks to Tressar. Tressar's kind of just looking for some new fashion, but then gets into it with Kiros in a good way about kind of like the worship of the moon, and asks about Maltwa, or Kiros asks about Maltwa. Zazie goes back to her pixie colony and talks to Stick about the talismans that she made and puts Stick on talisman duty, as well as getting Stick gets a baby Bjorn and is now going to take care of Snakehead while we are gone. We decide, hey, we're hungry, let's go make some food. Tara talks to the tentacle monster that actually shapeshifts into like a creature made of pure water. And they talk about how she was found, and kind of like how she was captured. And they talk about the sea. They talk about like the connection of like the gods to like water genasi, because Tara doesn't have that sort of connection with water, like her heritage in that way. Her mom didn't really tell her a lot. And they talk about the Lady of the Lake. And there's gonna be some tea spilt later on. So let's go back to Night, Min, and Amira. The Min does not understand anything. It's kind of like the Xeraphel, just like I don't know what my needs are. Min is a vessel to call a creature basically made to call people in. She is a protector. She says a protector, guider, and follower. And we try to figure. Amira kind of tests the water to see if like Knight wants to ask about being attached to Zeva. Knight does a little bit of interrogation, but basically she just constantly sort of wails. She's asked to bring people back. She doesn't really know what she wants to do. It's just kind of an empty vessel, really. And Knight's like, okay, well, maybe we should take Min to ask and have everyone ask questions, so maybe everyone will have better questions. And she's kind of made out of, she seems like to be made out of a lot of people. Clem and Flora, back to them. They figure out the plant needs a constant water source, so they go and decide to plant it along the riverbank. When they do, it turns vibrant blue. And the plant starts to open up a little bit more. Maybe something will happen, according to Caravel. Caravel gives Clem a gift. It is a vial in the shape of a plant that bubbles and fizzes, and he says to drink it before they go to bed, and it will be a surprise as to what happens. And as they're doing this and having this kind of moment, they do hear a little, and it is Xanthe drowning and kind of covered in mud and looking very sad. Clem does ask if they do need to save Xanthe. Whether they do, we find out later. Kyros talks to Tressar about Maltwal, about the two moons named Malel and Oda. Malel murdered Oda, and when the years fell from the moon, the wild gods were created. Yeah. Maltwal was the oldest. He was a strong stoic man. He stood up for what was right. He tried to stop angels, and try to keep the peace among everything and balance. They brought a creature. Oh, I think these are the angels. The angels made a machine of total destruction and kind of like unleashed it. The angels seem to enjoy this. I think I might have been missing at this point. But anyways, Maltwal did something about it, and it kind of messed with him when he fought this thing. And then this person also just stormed Craven and Neferi, then left. And if this guy comes back, it'll be very bad for us. But he doesn't really remember the name, just that there was someone that stood with him with the name Vor. And we all know that is related to something. Oh, it started with an A. Thank you, whoever wrote that just now. Some people think that it was like Vor, or some people think it was Albion, who we have also heard before. We find out about the Crescent Isles being the home of the Moon People. There are Nightkin there. There is a three-winged beast. Other children are also there, and Moon Maidens. And we actually do know a Moon Maiden, or we met a Moon Maiden. We just didn't know it at the time. Who that is, we do not know. Oh, back to Shantara and this woman, a water woman. They talk about how there was like a woman of pure water that existed in the clouds, and she rained into the ocean, and from it and spawned everything: fish people, genasi, all the water kind of people. The genasi were under strict rule not to leave, and fish people just don't come out of the water because they are fish. Greed, what the lady Greed was dragged into the pits by a giant, and Shantara asked about Zeva. And we hear a little story that back in the day, Rashawn would come down and demand offerings to the people to bring back to the sun. There's a group of people that live by themselves where Ziva was before what she is now. Rashawn took someone quite important to her, and he took them up to the sun, and then Zeva said, okay, revenge mode now. I'm going to take wild gods, and she started eating people. Okay. And then she found a way to storm the sun and kind of became a crazed creature, doing things in the name of revenge. There were some weapons that cleaved her into the sun. Rashawn made a deal with everyday peasants and gave them god-killing weapons. Not good. And then at some point, like during this whole conflict, her soul became corrupted. And one of them that fought back against this was the Lady of the Lake. And we find out there was 7 to 8 individuals in destroying Zeva. This woman doesn't know how, but she knows about like how there are weapons that had this. But we don't really know what happened to these heroes. And before that, right before there's going to be more information, turns back into a tentacle monster. So Cheetara says, "Okay, I don't need to share all this information with the group right away. I'm going to make potions." And meanwhile, Zazi's like, "Okay, let's go find Xanthe and get him out of the water." Kind of get into it with Xanthe about how Xanthe needs more parental figures. And Zazie just yells across the camp that Knight needs to come take care of his child connection to himself. Knight says that Xanthe and Stick can come along on our next adventure because he thinks that we're just going to be traveling on the road, easy peasy. Caravel comes to see what Cheetara's brewing, and about how we're going to question Min. Then Flora sees Clem's tent and wants to start getting into knitting, and wants to sleep on the bed. Then interrogation time, which is just more questions for Min. Like what kind of goal Zazie kind of asked about, like what goals does she like have any feeling beyond what like she currently feels, or feel connected, how she was made, like kind of how Min works, essentially talking about how Min, we kind of like push Min a little bit to kind of show her that like she calls out for a mom that never comes to her, and this bond might not be as healthy as she wants it to be. And Min doesn't really even know if she wants to be happy. But we find out that as we're talking to Min actually is like made up of stuff, as she like pulls away the sides of her body and reveals these like blue mist, and sees that there are like multiple souls that like move throughout her, and if something were to like take them out, that could be completely catastrophic, and it is sort of like an engine keeping her running. Um, and we basically learned she was just created to cry and wait for people and call people in. And we ask about, and she was supposed to sit in this entryway. We kind of get a little closer. Tara uses her connection to Min's mom and asks like, what is it, can you like share more information? And it's find out the entryway is this altar on the Crescent Isles, and it takes you up to the sun or all the way down. Where down is, we don't really know. And we can get weapons from down below, and we can go up to the sun and kill him, aka probably Rashawn vibes what we're getting. And then we're like, okay, this is probably not great. And if we find out about the weapons, that she's gonna be mad. Well, we know now. And if we get these weapons, we can kill Zeva. The end. And that's where we ended.
Okay, fantastic. Enjoy your inspiration from that. So, right at the current moment, we are all grouped around the campfire, correct?
Yes.
Min has just basically said the last sentence. How are we all feeling? What are we doing?
Can you say the last sentence again?
Basically, she says she's guarding something that'll either take you up towards the sun or
Oh, yeah,
down
that's right.
below.
Is her chest still open? The shiny?
Oh, yes, it's constantly open. The fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna fucking grab it?
No,
Whoa!
I just touch it. It's so sparkly.
No.
My fingers are itching.
Night will mentally reach out to Ophelia so she can be part. Hopefully, see this as well.
You don't really get a sense, but as you reach out to Ophelia, you can see in the corners of your camp there is already a pair of eyes staring. She's been here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Could you tell us more about what is in this down below?
The weapon. Weapons? Multiple. There's lots of them. Sitting, waiting, idle.
The weapons are in down below.
Hmm.
Have you ever been there?
No.
Have you ever at least heard stories about what it is like? Like, how large it is? Is it made out of fire?
There's a place down below where the weapons are.
Many sit waiting to be used.
Dangerous, craving, hunting. I must protect. That's all I've been told. I am the key up and the passage down.
Do you know anyone that has gone down there?
One.
Do you know who?
There was a party of a few men thought they were friends. So I took them down a long time ago.
You remember what they
Could
look
you
like?
describe them?
A woman with bird-like features, covered in feathers, with feet like talons. Another man, big, bulky, strong shoulders that had a soft, kind face, and a human.
A human. Male, female.
A man, soft blonde hair, aged blue eyes. He came holding a sigil.
What kind of sigil?
I don't know.
Apparently, it was a sigil of some kind of. Council?
Was a sigil on anything?
He said he came on behalf of the Chancellor. I don't know what a Chancellor is or was. Seraphel, roll a history check, please.
No.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's just a 7. No! Oh my god, my history's gone up. It's a 23.
As someone that's grown up around a lot of angels, there is a very high council of people called chancellors that are basically second under the Archon. Depending on when this is, he could be talking about that.
Wait a second. I do know this.
He wanted a sword.
Did he mention which chancellor or on behalf of all chancellors?
Let's see if Min remembers. Tesserus.
Ceres?
Chancellor
Tesserus.
Tesserus.
Do I know this name?
Roll me another history check.
Oh god. Well, that's an 8.
You remember Tesserus? Actually, you don't know Tesserus. But that's odd. Most chancellors are very common knowledge. Very, very easily pulled from your database. This almost feels blocked somehow. Like the knowledge of this person isn't even within your digits. It's not tangible.
You mentioned he wanted a sword. Do you have any specifics about that? What kind of sword it was?
You'll see Min will kind of look at you and almost shrink a little bit. I didn't know what he wanted till he came back with it. It felt evil.
What did it look like?
Black, red, teeth, sharp, angry, with eyes up its spine.
Was it made out of metal or bone?
Roll me a persuasion.
Oh man, okay. Persuasion? What dice do I try? Persuasion. No, a 7.
Min doesn't know.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead. I saw your eyes looking at me.
Don't.
Can I also
worry.
insight?
Anyone who wants to insight, go ahead.
It's a 9.
I would try.
Zarafel, Min is telling 100% the truth.
I got a 17.
17.
Believing.
You guys are taking Min at her face value, but Knight and Shantara, you can see that Min seems a little tight-lipped about this. The first part was definitely true, but as you ask more and more details, she seems not fuzzy, but almost disoriented, trying to pull you away from it a little bit.
Is this hard for you to talk about?
I have no difficulty speaking.
Well, I think that you are speaking about it with perfectly fine. I mean, remembering it, is it challenging or uncomfortable?
She'll again shrink down a little more. The weapons that sit in the dark are not meant to be touched. They could hurt Mother, or the sun, or anything. Min has been in charge of protecting, but the human was so persuasive. Min thought he would come back empty-handed, but he left holding something, covered in cloth. Said you couldn't touch it. Cursed.
And so it's. I understand why it might be difficult to talk about.
I didn't even let Mother know that the creature had taken it.
Does she still not know?
Mother is unaware of its vacancies. But the others are still down there. Just one is missing.
You said that you guard it. Does that mean that it is closed? Do you need to be there to go down?
Min has to open it for you to go down. Or you need another creature, but I'm not sure if it exists anymore. Sometimes I hear it prowling and snapping, clawing, but it cannot touch. So it is safe. As long as Min is around, it is safe. But it has grown silent, distant. So I am comfortable leaving.
But it is not where we just were, correct?
No, it does not exist there. That is simply a spot where I must wail. A conjunction point.
Has it ever been silent before?
No. I presume it has gone missing or fallen into something much grander than I. Its vacancy has left me complacent, satisfied and satiated.
Would you ever want it back?
No. With it being gone, I can wander away and hide. I don't have to watch it. Make sure that no one sneaks in again and finds everything that lurks below.
What would you do if you ran into it again?
Min has never seen it, just hears. Like a ghost trying to escape a prison. It craves to go below, to hold the weapons within its hilt once more. It wants to harm Mother with those same blades, so Min protects it. Make sure no one goes down.
Well, I have no more questions. And I want s'mores. Someone mentioned a s'more, and I've never had one.
Knowing that Knight was the one that did, he's just gonna like start gathering the supplies. But like he's trying to be quiet, so like people that still want to talk to Min can still talk to her.
Does anyone have any more questions for Min? Zazzy?
No. My brain is so fried. So my
Shantara?
I don't think so.
All right. If no one has any more questions for Min, she's just gonna kind of sit and watch for a bit. She doesn't leave, so if you want to ask her something, you can, but she just seems to be watching in the corners.
Making the s'mores, handing everyone at least the graham crackers, chocolates. You get to roast your own marshmallows. But he's handing like making little plates to hand out to everyone.
You don't tell exactly what the Zeraphil's supposed to do. She's just gonna start eating the things on the
No.
plate.
Oh,
No. All
That's
right.
incorrect.
He's gonna like hand
You
you a
handed me a
stick.
plate. A stick.
have to do a demonstration night.
Well, I'm just giving everyone the supplies. Okay, Clem, stick, marshmallow. You put it on the end. You don't need to stab it all the way through, just on the end. All right, now you put
Like the
it.
peanut butter jelly test.
Now we're going to roast the marshmallows, but you don't want to like now stab the marshmallow into the fire. It's gonna melt all the way. You just kind of like hover it above, slowly rotate it like you're the rotisserie chicken until it looks golden, and then you take it and you put it on the chocolate, which is on your graham cracker, and then put another graham cracker on top, and you make a sandwich.
Yeah.
He's gonna like
I
try
like their marshmallows charred, so try it multiple ways. As my marshmallows just on fire, probably. I'm making this the way I like it, which is extra charred.
I prefer it to be golden on the outside, gooey on the inside, but not like falling apart.
I'm following the instructions exactly.
So he's currently having his. He's like just a little bit above the flames and just slowly rotating it. Like he is meticulous. He is taking his time to get the perfect marshmallow.
I didn't know you could be so meticulous.
He's just being. It's got to be perfect. If it falls in or gets even a little bit burned, it's ruined. I'll give it to you, Zazie, if that happens.
I'm just
I
making
feel like that is
char
a-
ones.
Something you should analyze on a deeper level. If something is even the tiniest bit not correct, it's ruined.
kind of just
talking
sticking that one in my mind, actually, for
Chicky,
later
I'm just talking
conversation.
about it with the marshmallows, guys.
No,
Just
this seems like
how
a
I
bigger philosophical thing we're going to
It's-
have to get into later.
marshmallows.
I've been really thinking about mental states and emotional states. And people say a lot of things that mean a lot of things that they don't actually mean to tell people.
I mean, that is true, but I was just talking about how I prefer to eat my marshmallows.
And in case it's not clear, people, I mean you, all because I've never talked to anybody else really. So, y'all need to think about your own emotions like I do.
Right. Yeah, this marshmallow's now perfect. And he's gonna put it on the slab of chocolate, which is already on a graham cracker. Now you do this. Take the other graham cracker, put it on top of all the other pieces, pull it off the stick, and now you eat it. It's going to be gooey. Did you just throw it away?
I said it's sticky. I was.
Oh, I thought you did this. Just like done.
Can I make a s'more for Min?
For sure.
Like, present it to Min on a little plate.
You'll see Min will kind of look down at you and just kind of cock her head.
Do you eat food?
I'm unaware. And she'll kind of extend out what looks to be a clawed, taloned hand that will take it. And as she pulls it closer, the porcelain mask, which has been otherwise completely still, will kind of crack to life. As you'll see, the mouth will just open seamlessly, as she'll just eat it whole.
That was weird.
Wow, you
Cool.
really are magical.
Is that your face, or is this?
I do not have form. So, yes?
I'm gonna mimic the face.
As she kind of takes off, she'll kind of pull off the mask, and it looks like, as she pulls this off, anyone who is looking within her vicinity, it is like a black hole that is constantly clawing into itself, and you feel an extremely deep sadness that just begins to pull at your shoulders and your body. Almost like a high-pitched squealing noise that just rakes down you in talons of agony.
Oh, wait, that's
You can put that. You can put it back on. You can. Mhm.
She'll put it back on. Is there something wrong?
no.
That is an emotion I am not yet comfortable or familiar with, and I do not wish to experience it at this point in time.
This is the only emotion I have ever experienced. And she'll begin to like tap at it.
Oh. Well, maybe you can start exploring what other emotion.
The s'more has invoked in me a feeling of comfort, a warmth that I am not yet experienced yet. Indulgent, exquisite. I desire more.
Oh, okay, I'll get on it.
And Min is going to kind of shrink down a little bit until she's about this tall. Like kind of the height of Zazie behind you, as it's just her little mask that's just gonna follow behind you, like a little shadow.
You can change your size?
I have no definite form. In fact, I tend to hide within the shadows of people. And she'll slither down into your shadow, Zazie.
That feels invasive.
I now have your form. And she'll kind of rebuild herself into your image, just completely black.
Oh!
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Wow!
Wow!
Oh, you can copy me too?
I can't copy you. And she's just in your exact same voice back.
I fear as though I'm Spider-Man, me myself right now.
She's pointing right back.
Everybody, this feels very important to know what that Min can do.
She can. Yes, she has taken my voice.
But changing your form and going into shadow is also very impressive.
Yes.
And you're so useful in more ways than one.
I am meant to hide in shadow and help, protect, foster. And Zazie, as she slides back into your shadow, you'll feel an odd warmth almost coat around your skin as you will get a +1 to your AC. Doesn't really matter, you're at camp, but just, it's there.
You know, I feel like you could stab me with a stick and I wouldn't feel it. Don't try it.
A sticker arises from the shadow.
Okay. Well,
While
as
this
we're
is
making...
going on,
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
can I do one thing?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to lean over to Amira and just be like, Amira,
Mm-hmm.
I need 2 chocolate chip cookies, please.
On the way, immediately, she's handed them to you.
I am going to make a chocolate chip s'more instead of the graham crackers. Use 2 chocolate chips and just hand it to her silently and then ask for 2 more and make myself one while they're talking.
You'll see, Amira seems to be perplexed by this as she kind of takes a bite slowly, cautiously, as her eyes are immediately gonna light up. And just face full of food. This is amazing. Why have I never tried this before? And she's gonna hand you 2 more as she just starts handing out cookies.
See, this is a secret my mum taught me a long time ago, and it is different types of things made us s'mores. We had a lot of time around campfires, going from place to place. There was this very different candy back in Pangaea that had like a peanut butter filling, and if you do, instead of the chocolate, you do the peanut butter candy inside, and it is the best. And then she took these cookies out and made a cookie one, and I can't go back now that the other ones just seem just a little bit bland. And your cookies are so amazing, I simply thought I had to try.
Your mother is a chef?
My mother could find her way around anything. You see, she was not always the best cook in the world, but she could make a lot work with a little ingredients.
That is amazing.
And she's just gonna kind of like start eating it. And almost, as Amira eats this, it almost looks like a reflection. Kind of like a nostalgic feeling. Seeing someone enjoy the way that you used to with your mother as you look at Amira eat. Are you going to share
That's
this
it.
with
That's-
everybody
we're
else?
just-
Or are you just gonna eat some cookies?
Well, I think she'll like look around and be like, Knight's version of this is really, really great. Would you like to try this other version that my mum taught me a while ago also? As she's probably just like holding up Amira's cookies and like just making them and handing them out.
Natch. Gotta try it all. I'm
Here
also
you go.
trying the torch that Zazie ate or made. We're torching a marshmallow.
Yeah, make a burnt one.
Coming
I
right up as like she'll just stick it in the fire with Clems.
I call it a blackened s'more.
It's just charcoal.
It is definitely flavorful.
As
It
you're
has a crunch to it.
As all of your marshmallows are being toasted and roasted and broiled, and you all enjoy this sweet, soft moment together, you all can enjoy one free inspiration, and this one does not expire.
Oh,
Wow.
you're gonna try to kill us soon, aren't you?
I can feel it.
I would never. I am an innocent man.
You're lying to me. I can tell.
I think as the cookies get handed out, so tomorrow we start our journey to Iridan, right? For the magical outings. Making sure we're all on the same page.
Pulling out a map.
That's what I had was written down at some point a few sessions ago.
Just reminding myself. Yes, going back down to Iridan.
And then, now, did you want me to reach out to Xanathar again?
Probably. Just to see. And as like Zazie does like lean over and ask, he too is like kind of gathering supplies and is like handing stuff to Xanthi too, making sure he's been like part of the s'more making crew.
You can see Xanthi is definitely eating, but at the name of Xanathar, he definitely goes a little bit more glum, but continues eating his s'mores nonetheless.
You know what would be fun? Running around this fire pit with a torch on fire. Running with sticks and burning marshmallows. Let's go.
Am I also gonna run with scissors?
Exactly.
Whoa, scissors! No, 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 nice, no.
Let's go.
Scissors, knives, daggers, swords are off limits.
I will say yes, I agree with that. No swords or scissors running.
So a stick is fine, is what I'm hearing.
Not to stick on fire.
That wasn't in the list.
Knight, can you roll
I
me a
just
d24?
added it. Oh. Yeah. Fuck me, so a 1.
Knight, as you
Oh.
are sitting, you'll feel the little sending stone begin to vibrate in your pocket.
The Toodles one?
The little Toodles phone. As you pull it out, you just hear dee-dee-dee, almost like advert music. Bum ba dun 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 as We're Open blares over the little screen of the sending stone.
Just like we're open, like a sign.
It looks like an advert.
That's it.
Yeah, it just basically starts blaring music telling you that we're open with a little witch's hat on top.
Oh, she couldn't just have told me that. Just like sticking it back in there.
She's got mass emails to send.
Yeah. He's gonna get up, kind of like dust himself off. I just need to run to my tent. Everyone will be real quick. I'll be right back. And he's gonna head over in the direction of his tent.
Can I insight? Did we hear this thing go off?
It's pretty loud. I don't think Knight was
Yeah, I'm
necessarily hiding
inciting this.
No,
it. Roll me an insight.
but he's
That's a nat 20. Are you actually going to your tent?
Knight is actually going to his tent. He's
Okay.
got up, looking in the direction of his tent, and is heading that way.
Okay.
All right.
Letting Min is still with Zazie.
Knight, as you roll over to your tent, what are you doing?
I am intending to, I am walking on the way, looking for those eyes,
They
knowing that Ophelia was part of spying on the conversation.
All right, so you're trying to contact Ophelia right now.
Yeah.
All right, Knight, as you're trying to talk to Ophelia, what is everybody else doing in this downtime?
I feel like I want to, hang out with the kids, as it were.
I'm trying to get Xanthi to sword fight me with his stick.
Whoa!
We're dueling.
Wow,
Okay.
you guys... I think as all of that is happening and Zazie is being the responsible parent, Tara's just gonna slow fade to the background and go work on potions.
All right. So while all this is going down, I am going to go ahead and come here. One moment. Sup, girly pop? It's you and me. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I always get a little confused when I get pulled into a one-on-one and being like, where is everything?
Where have I gone? Yeah, no, it's just me. Alright, so how are you calling to Ophelia right now?
He's gonna be subtle about it. He's at first looking for her, in the direction where he originally had seen her eyes to see if she's still there. And if not, he's just looking around, trying to see if he can find her.
As you were rolling around looking, you will see, as you kind of flip your head back from the tree line to the pathway in front of you, Ophelia will kind of be leaning on the bridge line over where the water is. She seems a little different, her form a little taller, more muscular as her horns have gotten bigger, her hair wavy, and dressed in almost like slight armor that is still quite scandalous, covered in her normal jewels and things like that. But she seems a little different as she waits for you to come to her.
He'll head over. Look like you've recently hit the salon. Maybe the gym.
They say war does wonders to your beauty, sweetheart, and I have to say I have never looked better.
I guess I wasn't fully aware that we were in a war.
Not war per se, but there is no rest for the wicked. And if I ever stop moving, then I'd probably be dead.
We wouldn't want that.
Well, technically I wouldn't be dead, I'd just go right back into that there sword, regenerate for a couple bits, then come back out. Unless they took my chair, and then I would be dead.
Speaking of the sword, I was a little curious when Min had mentioned a sword with teeth and a backbone like bones. I have never seen a sword with teeth before, other than one.
You'll see, there's definitely a little bit of a... Oh! Well, there tends not to be many of that variety just running around, so...
I have not been the greatest at understanding lore. There was a lot of information that not just Min shared, but some of the other thing to the people that we've met over the last day.
Are you asking me to break down all the information we have received?
No. No, I don't need a play-by-play for me to fully understand. What I'm just very curious about is I wanting to make sure I understand what I think I understand. I would say your sword, or I thought the sword was like you, and you were from this down below that this blonde man that she was talking about has been pulled from the down below.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but I wasn't always a free witch.
Yes, you have shared that with me.
Do you remember where I used to be, Nat?
I mean, most of what I remember is the blood room.
I come from a long lineage of very devastating impact. Not many people like me, or any sanguines that existed before me. Most of them were quite heartless, so I understand most of their issues. And so, when I became the next to rule the throne, I was promptly banished to the last layer of hell.
Is that the red place, or is that... Am I just thinking of something different?
The red room which you and I both experience is not... It is the sword. That is my technical body. When you come and see me, that is the small existence that basically exists within the blade. That's where my chair is. That's where my rooms are. That's where everything that is me exists. So, when I was banished down to that last ring, I had a wonderful lady who did not like me very much, guarding me, making sure I didn't leave, and bound my body within the casing. That's why I cannot become physical anymore. I am constantly an apparition.
Now, when you say guardian, is that who Min is?
No. I was alive a very long time ago. Very long time ago. The creature that was guarding me was none other than an angel. One that ripped its wings off in order to fall down to hell to make sure I did not leave.
I gotta write this down because I'm gonna forget it, so... Just imagine Knight pulling out his notebook.
Min just over your... Not Min. Oh my god. You could just see it. She's over her shoulder. No, you gotta spell that word that way. It's with 2 R's, sweetheart.
I never to spell, as she's like writing like super perfect. I just know that this is so much I'm going to forget it. So, oh wait, an angel ripped off its wings and locked you away, trapped you away in the sword, in the down below this hell place, and then you were stolen. And from the little information that you have told and that I have read, you've swept and killed a lot of things. And together, you and I have also killed a lot of things.
Well, stolen would be, an intricate word. Not sure if it is the correct one in this situation, but it certainly is a word to use for what happened.
Did you talk him into
bringing
you
No.
up?
The little man had already ideas. Apparently he knew about me, which was quite odd. I'd never really seen a human before. But he knew who I was, and he was hell-bent on getting me for something. Didn't really want to talk, very tight-lipped. And so, he said that if he took me out, and he got me out of where I was, that I would help him. And I said, okay. I didn't ask what the help entailed or what it was. I just was quite ready to be done. I'd sat for a very, very long time.
Didn't you tell me, Neo, when we first met, that we have come together because of curse of my family?
I believe so.
This man related to me in somehow?
I don't know who the man is. I haven't seen him around you, or really. After he and I made that, I suppose you could say, deal, once the sun touched my skin after ascending through the layers, I don't remember anything. The last real thing that I remember is waking up in the grips of somebody else. It's within your fingers. Most of my life was dizzy, dissonant.
Sorry. I swallowed my own spit. Also, I don't know why, but I feel like my face is itchy and red, and I'm like, what did I eat?
Sunburn?
Anyway, no.
God bless.
But anyway. Alright. Okay, that makes sense. Min did met. Alright. I'm having a bit of a predicament. Perhaps you could help me make a decision.
Okay.
Okay. Min mentioned the weapons in this down below are what can be the ones that hurt Zeva.
Correct.
That's also hinting that you are one of those weapons that can hurt her.
No. Those are different.
You aren't. Okay, so you are something different, but there are other weapons in the down below that can kill Zeva. We would need her in order to get them. The reason why Min is here is because I had signed a contract to give to Toodles, which sounds like Toodles also probably wants to go down there and get these things. So,
I don't think Toodles is necessarily out to go to the down below. She does not need any creature to go down there. I think she's got a different purpose entirely.
so do you think I should talk to her about the situation of how we would need to go down there with Min?
More than
That could
likely.
also, but that could also mean another signed contract. Be like, oh, if I let you do this, you're going to have to do this for me.
I mean, right now, Zeva is plotting quite a dastardly idea. And as much as I think Toodles is a savvy businesswoman, maybe some common sense can be grounded there.
Right.
I don't think anyone particularly would like, yes, I will not sign the contract. Please let the world fall into whatever the hell this creature is going to do. And she's got Shintaro making her a catalyst. You guys are all a walking energy, just a battery pack.
Get that, which is why I don't understand why is. I feel like Tara probably has other plans for Min going on right now in her mind.
She'll kind of move a little closer. If I were you, and you were curious about what Tara's doing, I would talk to the god she fucked off.
Rail.
Your body can only be dominated by one overarching presence. So if she's being ruined by Zeva, Rael has been pushed. And if he's gone,
How do
he's
you
just...
contact him?
Well, maybe you could find out something, or you can go to shrines, godly places. There are places that are like where Min was sitting. They're called conjunctions, where the veil is thin enough where you can really touch gods. That's their whole thing. Places of power.
Now, if I were to do that, would it be mostly to get an understanding of what's going on inside Tara's head?
It's possible. Even if you kick a god out, as long as it's not expelled, which it can't be, she's still getting power from him. He has access to every inner working that exists within Tara's mind. And if she's hiding something, he will have the key to it, as well as maybe an answer or a blessing.
But why would, even though he's been kind of kicked aside, aren't they? I'm assuming he still cares for her. Why would he want to share that information with me? It seems like it would be against what Tara wants.
Because if he truly cares for Tara... So there's two avenues here. If he cares for Tara, he doesn't want her possessed by an evil demon. And if he is obsessive with Tara, he doesn't want her possessed by another evil demon. We've already seen exhibits of both. So I think the avenue is quite easy to bet upon if you want information fast.
Okay. That is a good idea. I didn't even think about. Do I need an offering? Like, what would he give?
I don't
won't.
know, but I have a feeling that there is something going on between Zeva that entails you and I both. I've heard her whispering about me in the corners of the camp. I don't like how she looks at him. I'm getting a really bad intention vibe.
Like at the mentioning of that, there's some other plottings that Tara would have, especially with Ophelia, and probably seems like their relationship or something. Night could definitely, there's like, seems like a little bit of a storm cloud, like, passes over him. Oh, really? And how often is she having these nightly conversations about you or us or whatever?
I don't really get... I see Zeva and her prying eyes every once in a while, the way that I apparate into camp. And she looks at me, and she knows I'm here. And if she knows that I'm here, she knows that there's someone that's infected by me within this camp. And if you are someone who needs masses, you want a sanguine within your control. That's just my idea as someone who has plotted for things that are of nefarious intentions before.
Tara's gonna want to use that.
We also
To
don't
infect
know
others.
we don't know what Tara is thinking. I'm just spitballing ideas that if I were a creature that needed humans like batteries, I would be finding ways to infect people to become those batteries, and fast.
Right. But didn't Rael try to take your throne that one time? So I feel like there's still...
I don't know specifically if it was Rael. I have a hunch, but I have not been given concrete evidence. So, I don't know, and I can't prove anyone is guilty without having some kind of concrete evidence behind it. Right now, we have a lot of questions and not a lot of answers.
So it sounds like, though, the best option is to take Min over to Toodles and talk to Toodles about... needing assistance with the traveling below.
I would speak about what you're witnessing and see maybe if you could spark a deal or spark something. Try and get an understanding if I were you. Again, a businesswoman needs people for business, and if this is risking people going extinct, she does not have any audience. But I think you need to get this and start moving quickly, because
Oh yeah, I know. I got the message from Toodles, so I wanted to talk to you first before I headed in the direction.
I'm gonna tell you this real slow though. Zeva is after one thing, and one thing only. And it's gonna be killing the sun.
What happens? All life dies if the sun's gone, isn't that it?
No. If the sun's gone, you need something else that is as bright as it. And if she's got all of this magic, all of this ability, it puts Zeva right in the hot seat. She's gearing up for something. And I don't know what it is. But she's a dangerous woman left unchecked.
Okay. I'll go talk to Toodles.
You should confide in some other people. I'd keep it away from Shatara, but it might be wise to let people know what's going on.
Alright. I'll go talk to Zazie first.
Look how fucking creepy Stash is.
I saw that. Alright, yes, I'll go speak to, I'll talk to Zazie. Mira.
And she's gonna kind of move a little closer. There's another creature or another being tied to this. The name Tesserus.
She mentioned that one. Min.
I've heard that name before.
What was the bear's name?
Tracier.
Tracy. Okay.
Different. I've heard that name before. And it seems something common.
Common.
You have a talk about a human male who's going around messing with things under the title and the prescription of someone named Tesserus, who is of angelic descent due to his stamp, his rank. This is something that is constantly appearing everywhere. That means that's someone that we need to find out what the fuck he's doing and why he's doing it. Especially if he's the one pushing someone to pull me out of hell.
We need to figure out who that is.
It might be worth a look. Or at
Tesserus.
least the human one is, for sure.
I feel like we've heard of a human person with blonde hair and blue eyes. Was Albion a human? Was he blonde with blue eyes? Great. Alright, well, that might have answered that question right there.
There's a lot of mention of that name, and a lot of what he's doing could be tied to that other person.
Vor Tesserus.
Vor
Popping up.
Tesserus.
Okay. Great. Okay.
Alright.
I appreciate it.
I'm here to help where I can in any way I can. Good luck, Nat. I think
just
you're gonna
hope I
need
don't
it.
Fuck it up.
Confide in your friends, and if you fuck up, it's everyone's issue. That's how you gotta do it.
True. Make it everyone else's problem. Alright. Ophelia, thank you.
And with that, you'll see, as she disappears, you'll feel a feeling of someone watching you. Your head kind of turns to the side, and you swear for a split second there was something almost there.
Do I have a sense of any idea that might be watching?
It's up to your interpretation.
What? Where?
Hello!
Hello.
Wow.
Hello. Ooh. All right. Are we headed to Toodles?
No.
You're not going to Toodles?
Not right away.
All right.
Where's everyone else?
Well, I'm assuming we're all. Are we? So Tara's potion making. You guys were hanging out with the kids. You're
Unguard,
battling a
small child.
Yeah, she's battling with a small child.
Me and Stick are like judging this contest to see who wins, calling fouls.
Stick is currently druid crafting a little headband out of dandelions.
For the champion.
She's making prizes as she's making these little charms.
Motivated to win now, child.
Don't actually hurt each other.
Xanthi pulls out what looks to be a large stick.
I'm gonna break my large stick into 2 sticks.
That's
Let's see.
cheating! You've got double the weapon!
No, that's a double scimitars. That happens in real life.
It's double daggers.
Xanthi
You'll face people like
snap
this
it.
all the time. And I'm do some fancy like stick spinning. Electra style.
You're like double lightsaber wielding right now.
And for this fucking child, he just goes and snaps it in half, and it's just cocked. Like, half of it is broken, the other half is like slightly, like extremely longer than the other one. He's lopsided.
Okay. Remember, don't hurt each other for real. I mean, I can still heal you if you do get actually hurt, though.
All right, roll to hit.
Hit a kid.
Yeah, smack the child. Oh my god, what
No.
have you done? What'd you get?
It's not a nat 20. It's not a nat 20. It is a 20.
Beats the kid into the ground. Just bam.
It is a 25. Hit this child.
You watch as Xanthi basically rolls forward. His balance is all over the place as he swipes at you, Zarafel, and falls over instantly. And as he does, you kind of just help him fall by tucking one of his feet as he just fully face plants into the ground. He did not land.
You
a
fell
single
well. Now crown me. I'm looking at Stick.
Xanthi is
Well, that's
still...
2 out of 3. Give him another chance.
Okay.
Xanthi, come on. Do you need
Can
help?
I should get at least small prize for round 1.
You'll see Xanthi's little hand will extend up. He's just...
Yoink. Stand.
Oh,
He starts falling. Just held. As he just kind of plumps to the ground. I don't think fighting is for me.
What is for you then? Maybe the next round is something you're good at. Can't be swimming.
Can it be baking?
Sure. What are we baking?
And as we are all deciding what we're going to be baking, Knight, are you heading back to the camp, or are you going to get Shantara? What are you doing in this miss?
At that point, I would be heading back from my tent to the camp. So whoever's still around the camp.
You can see Xanthi is getting ready as him and Clementine are basically rolling around the fireplace trying to bake what looks to be cookie dough.
Okay. So I wouldn't enter the campsite completely. I just kind of still be a bit of at a distance, but enough where then seeing that Clem is currently busy with Xanthi, I would send a telepathic message to Zazie to tell her to meet him at his tent.
Ooh. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, secret rendezvous.
No.
feel like I'm in a mission.
And then after that, be like, can you Zazie, meet it's still not used to this. It's night, don't freak out. Can you meet me in my tent? There's just something I want to talk to you about.
I can't respond back, right? Or can I?
No, you can, with me.
Oh, okay. All right. Just me?
Yes, right now.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be like, Stick, you gotta be the judge of the cookie round. Be
Stick,
right back.
Stick stands up and puts on a little chef hat and just stands over it like she's really.
And I
making sure.
salute her before heading out.
She salutes you back. And as you two head back to the tent,
This is my
Can I
job.
send a quick-
I'm not here to have a good
Before
time.
I leave,
I'm
head
here to pay
back,
my
I want to
phone
send a
bill.
quick message to, like, telepathic to Clem as well. Clem, it's night. Don't freak out.
I would not freak out.
I'm stealing Zazie for a second. But
Keep it
if
for a while. I'm gonna sabotage your child.
go for it, keep them entertained. But if they decide to pass out, and come find us.
Okay, I'll put them to bed then. And come back after I win my flower crown. I will not be leaving until I have possession of this crown.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Now go away.
You just hear like, okay.
as you two walk off, Aziraphale, you are currently cooking off with Xanthi. And as you are, you'll see Amira will kind of pop up as she's sitting on the log, just kind of observing a little bit.
What is Xanthi up to at this point?
He's cooking. He's trying to make, it looks like a nice, big, large cookie that's kind of burning.
Oh, it's burning?
His is definitely burnt a little bit, but it seems like he's doing it purposefully.
Okay. Then I won't attempt to make it worse. I'm gonna focus on my own cookie.
Alright, so you just want to focus on your cookie?
Yeah. With Amira watching me, it was a little more like I could definitely sneak something by Stick, but maybe not. Maybe not Amira.
You're trying to cheat?
She's going to beat that kid.
He's gonna add extra salt into his cookie dough batter.
Oh my god, that's a child!
Listen. Somewhere in the back of her mind, some memory that's been unable to suppress is her dad cheating against her when she was like 4 years old in a game of Pokemon. So,
Clementine has a dad?
this is just my personal experience. Never go easy on children because no one ever took it easy on me. We're gonna pass this trauma down. Teach people to cheat early and young.
Generational trauma. We love it. Okay. So you are currently...
Nah, we're not gonna do it. We thought about it. It's like she picked up the salt, saw Amira, and was like, never mind.
As you are done with these cookies, Stick will take bites of both, kind of nod her head a little bit, before deeming that both of you are victory. Tie. As the flower crown goes on your head, there is a bit of bitterness behind it, as your victory is gone.
I feel like this judge is biased, but okay.
Stick is never biased. Stick is correct.
Okay. Does Stick want some of the cookie?
She's gonna start eating it.
Does Amira want some of the cookie?
You'll see Amira kind of, her nose will kind of tip up as she'll extend out her hand to take this cookie. Roll me a d20 flat. How good is this cookie?
The 5.
You'll see Amira looks at it.
let's just take into consideration my taste buds are not as developed as everybody else's. So the flavors have to be a lot more robust.
You're right. I did not think about that. We must practice. 50 cookies right now. I do not want to see you stop. We make the perfect cookie. And she's gonna stand up.
Just like,
You're gonna do it like this. She's just right above you. Then that's stop. I don't think so. More stop. Use your tears to see them. I don't want to see you stop.
As Amira's just gonna yell over you, trying to help you bake the perfect cookie. And as you're baking that, I'm gonna go over to Shintaro. Shintaro, you
Yes.
are making potions. Is there anything else that you feel like doing right now?
So, I have a logistics question of potion making.
Correct?
Do I have to be like present cooking the potion? Or could I just like, can I get the potion started and go do something and come back to like check on it and it would count as like an hour?
Yeah, I'll give you that. As long as you're around the vicinity and not like, okay, I'm just leaving, see what's going on.
Okay. Because one of the things that I was going to do is like once the potion is started, and we're cooking, because it's been like simmering like during their conversation is how I had set it up.
Mhm.
But then she'll like check on it, stir it, do what she's got to do, and then she was actually gonna go and like look in the vicinity and see what she could forage in this space.
Roll me a nature check.
Please hold. An 11.
As you're kind of looking around, you can see that there's not really that much flora here. It seems this is kind of not really maintained. There's no animals, there's nothing that's really causing the foliage to grow. But there is a realization that dawns on you. The fairies in Zazzy's tent might have something. They may have something interesting for you.
I'm gonna go sneak in.
All right. Are you gonna?
I'm not gonna sneak in. I realize that Riley is not here right now, but I'm probably gonna like go try to find Riley. Oh my god, Zazzy.
Don't do this to me.
To,
I'm
like,
gonna start saying
get-
Riley.
I know. I'm sorry. To see if like to get permission before I go in.
As you look around, you can see that Zazzy is currently following Knight into his tent.
Oh, this is such a problem. I'm gonna try to follow and be sneaky.
You're gonna follow the two of them?
Yeah.
Roll me a stealth and don't tell them. DM it to me.
Why is my name in these notes?
Okay. We're going to pause on that with with Tara. We're gonna move over to Zazie and Knight. As you wander into Knight's tent, what are you saying?
Hello.
He said he would meet you there. So he would
Okay.
show up just after like a couple minutes after he had like talked to Clem, and then he would come into the tent.
Yes.
I just need to talk to someone real quick.
Okay. Good, bad, in between. Oh, okay, bad. Bad, I'm taking bad.
Probably bad.
Okay.
I had gone to speak to Ophelia a
Mhm.
bit because we just got a lot of information from Min that had seemed interesting. And I learned some things. Like
Mhm.
the blonde man that took her out of this hell place is Elbian, and she is the sword that was taken out of there.
Okay. Um, yeah.
And we had a little bit of a discussion about how if we are to, get the marks off of our shoulder of Zeva, we're going to need those weapons that are down below. And I'm
Okay. I mean, I did kind of get that.
Mhm.
But like, hmm, does not sound great. Because Min did imply that the sword was evil.
She also said that she hadn't seen much of it because it was covered in a blanket.
Uh, well, sometimes things are so evil they just kind of happen for it to them.
From I've been reading a lot, not a lot, but at least coming up with information about a little more about who Ophelia is and the title of what she is, a sanguine, is through history it is not one that has been well perceived, but she is not like how most other sanguines were. That does lead to another issue. She has been hearing a little bit of talk amongst the shadows of Tora talking to someone about Ophelia. And I haven't gotten much information, but Ophelia is not liking it. She has a feeling that Zeva wants something to do with her, and that is not a good thing.
Uh, uh, s- so we need to get these weapons. Do we? Sorry, I
So
kind of sidetracked, but
no, it's a lot of information. I understand, but mainly what we had talked about is that if we are going to need to go down there, I am currently under contract to bring Min to Toodles. There is a possibility that we can talk to Toodles to either strike a bargain or convince her that if ultimately Zeva's plan is apparently to destroy the sun. And in order to do that, she needs to gather a lot of power. I wasn't quite sure if that meant the power to destroy the sun or once the sun is destroyed, to replace the sun. But either way, she needs a lot of it. And one way to get a lot of it, she implied that included with something that Ophelia can do. She can affect a lot of people. And how do you get a lot of power and a lot of people in once if it wasn't you use her? So we need to stop her, though, before Zeva gathers this power to destroy the sun.
So we need to get below and get these weapons?
Yes.
Do we know what the below is? Is it just like a really deep cave? Or is it hell? Like the hells? Or something in between that, like a purgatory?
I tried to ask Ophelia a little bit about it, since she was trapped down there for so long. It's... the way it sounds, it is basically it seemed like a hellscape to me. But then again, she was trapped and couldn't see a whole lot.
Okay. So we need men to go to this below to get these weapons.
Which is what she said it was in Crescent Isles, this connection.
Well, we do need to go to the Crescent Isles for many a reason.
I'm gonna need your help.
Well, you have my help anytime.
Mostly, I'm gonna need your help if we're gonna bring Min over to Toodles. I don't know what I'm gonna say. If she's gonna say, like, hey, I'm not going to help you, or we need to sign another contract if Toodles going to help us. I'm worried that I'm going to step into something that's gonna cause even more problems, and I need your help to, like, talk to her. Like, we could talk to Toodles that if Zeva happens to destroy the sun, that's going to take away a lot of her customers, and that is a bad thing for Toodles.
Well, okay, I think. Hold on. I think this may be what people call spiraling a little bit.
This was a conversation that I had with Ophelia, so maybe it is a spiral, but it is a reason why there's a spiral.
I think Toodles is, from what I know of her, to be completely reasonable.
She made me capture Min in return for a book.
Well, in an odd way, I would argue that Min should never have been where she was in the first place.
And that is, I agree with that, but why not just tell me that in the first place? Anyway.
Well, I'm happy to help in any way I can, and we can negotiate with Toodles. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Can I have both of you make me a D20 flat, please?
What, you don't want me to add my perception to this?
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Like, I just regular
I got a 13.
Got a 4.
Dazzy, you feel an odd feeling. Like something's looking at you, but it quickly passes over. Night, you feel nothing. This is pretty normal.
I think like Zazi's like mid-sentence and just like kind of like pauses for a minute. She's like, we can just Did you feel that?
I don't feel anything right now. I did feel something earlier after I was speaking to Ophelia.
Can I like try to look around? I know it was like a quick moment, but like just try to
Around the
see if
tent or outside?
I think it will be like a perimeter. I'm gonna be like, hold on, and I'm gonna like perimeter check and like kind of peek outside. Like maybe it like disappeared quickly or like went into a shadow or something. You know?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
A 22.
You just hear a knock on the metaphorical door with that. Like, Zazie, are you in there? I realize it's a weird question, but I saw you go into Knight's tent. I had a quick question, if it's alright.
I feel like let's pause this. Look, tonight this feels very strange. Okay, yeah, let me come out really quick. What's up? What's up? How can I help you?
Well, it's just really quick. I'm just working on a potion, and I remember I just need some ingredients that I was looking for, and I saw you guys go in, and I remember that your little pixies have some things, so I was wondering if I could go and have a chat with them.
Oh, what are you looking for from the pixies?
It's like this little sprig of plant. I can't remember what it's called, but I can picture it in my head. It's like has 4 clovers, but they're like rounded. It's not quite a clover, but it's also not quite a point. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm working on this salve for Clem, and I was hoping that I could see if you have some. Well, if they have some in their utopia.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to barge into your tent without
No,
talking to you first. But it's also like on the stove, so I was hoping that I could do it rather quickly before it burns.
Oh, then, yeah, that's fine. I can go grab that.
Okay, cool. Is everything all right here?
Oh, yeah, I was just talking tonight while the kids were distracted. You know, Xanthi wants to be part of everything.
Oh, don't I know it? I was just training him the other day.
Well, let's just say maybe Clem should take over because he kind of got his butt whooped.
Well, he is a child and Clem is an adult, so that does make sense.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think Clem really went easy on Xanthi. But yeah, you can go. That's fine. That's all you need. Is there anything else you need from me or anything?
I don't think so. I just didn't want to like barge in there and like take things without asking or anything. So,
Well, sure.
did you
And I'd
have
love
anything you needed for me?
No, I'd love to see what this potion does when you're done with it. But yes, I understand things. I know cooking, and I can only assume that cooking is kind of like potion. Well, potion making is like cooking or something of the sort. So yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, I don't know why that wouldn't be fine. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a good chat, I guess. And she'll like turn on her heels and just like go over to your tent.
Okay. I'm gonna just go back tonight. That was normal, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't know why she'd want to come to the tent. My tent. But I guess. Up to you.
Yeah.
I think we need to go to Toodles right away.
Yeah. Do we want to take Min or leave her behind?
I think she should probably come with us.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Min is part of my shadow right now. I I think. Are you still there?
You just see a porcelain mask in the shadow, and you just see like worried lines drawn into it.
Oh, Min, it's okay. Toodles is really cool. Sometimes she wears a mustache and says her name is something else. At least I think she's pretty cool. Now I'm starting to doubt everything. Should I be?
You've had
Should I be like?
better, you have better experiences than I have.
Yeah, I think Toodles has given me 2 dolls so far. Okay, yeah, let's go.
We can check in on Clem. She wants to join, or Mira.
All right. So, are we going to take Taro? Are you guys going to get Taro for Toodles as well? Okay.
No, would purposely, sorry, Caleb, but would try to not have Taro be part of it.
Well, that's perfect. I have something that I need with Tara anyway. You and me, baby girl.
Uh-oh.
As you are going, you see Amira and Clem standing outside, and in front of Clementine is a cookie, and it's slightly lopsided, and you see Amira with a ruler. She's looking at it and just stands back as Clementine just loses her mind.
Again. Do it again.
Again! No!
You have to do it again. The art of cooking making is precise down to a science! Again.
Oh, can we pause the baking for a minute?
Okay.
And she just puts a hand on Clementine.
But we are going to do this again. Very soon.
Again, so it's perfect.
Uh-huh. Till it is perfect.
I think you and I both need to talk about your need for perfection.
Amira just kind of laughs it off, but you feel her grip vice on your shoulder.
I get it until it's perfect. I get it. We'll be back. Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to eat these
Whatever you wish.
cookies.
No, you can't eat it. It's not perfect.
Okay. Well, when they're perfect, I can't wait to eat them.
So you guys are now headed to Toodles.
Mm-hmm.
Are the kids like passed out somewhere?
I'm assuming the kids are probably eating whatever leftover cookies are being made just by the fire. They seem to be relaxing, kind of covered in a blanket.
Yeah.
As you're doing that, Rebecca. Hello, it's you and me again.
Hello, baby.
Big girl, how
Do
you
I
doing?
clock that they Oh, I'm vibing out. I'm like every time I'm not doing something, I'm researching these friggin' potions. So just me taking notes, you know.
I love that. I hope the potion index is helping.
Oh my god, there's so many of them, and I'm just like, okay, which of these does Tara actually want to make? Do I clock that they're going to Toodles?
You see that they're going. It's up to personal interpretation if you believe that Tara would think they're going to Toodles.
Well, I feel like they just talked about going to Toodles.
So, probably.
Okay.
Are you gonna try and follow?
No, not right now. She will go there after, though.
As you are walking, you're going towards Zazzy's tent, correct?
Yeah.
You will walk, and as you do, you will see Caravel of all people. He's kind of standing crossed, you can kind of see, but he is very much poised on you. Like he's watched what you've been doing.
Yes, Caravel.
Eavesdropping?
I feel as though it is in my nature.
I never doubted it wasn't. I'm just curious on why.
Because night is keeping me in the dark currently. On pretty much everything, as justified by the fact that I was not allowed to be privy to the conversation about the wild gods before we entered our camp quite a while ago, and by the fact that they are taking Min, someone who I am associated with, and I've been the only person able to convince her to, like, share information with us, to Toodles, who he lied to about it, and I'm yet again left out of the loop. So,
In all due respect, do you truly
Sneaking
expect anything
around.
better from Knight?
no, I really don't at this point, but you know me, I am a woman of great resourcefulness, so I will get the information one way or another, and my mother raised me to attempt to find the information, so whatever am I supposed to do?
I think that is a quality you and I share above everybody else. They all have no idea what it is like to be put into a predicament where power is your only way of volition. It's very easy to have moral standards when you've never had to really grovel the way you and I have.
I would agree with that. I think that there are a lot of ways to try to get the information that you need. And when you have not, in Knight's case, had a silver spoon handed to you, it is difficult for me to have empathy, I suppose.
People are quick to assumptions when life is quite cushy. You have an unknowing Xerophil, which does not know any better than good. You have a cleric whose entire volition is a tree of life, and then a prince. You're not really going to get anyone who sees grey.
No.
But-
No. And I feel like I've always lived in that area, in general. So,
It is a luxury to only be good.
this is true.
But that is why I've always liked you, Shantara. And he's gonna kind of move closer to you a little bit. Do you recall the deal we had made?
Indeed, I do.
Well, I'm very glad because I have come with a request. A mission almost.
Oh, tell me more.
A long time ago, you had agreed to become my thrall. And as that, I am in sudden need of someone with secrecy in their name, as well as keen eyes.
All right.
And he's going to kind of like emphasize to walk into your tent.
Sure.
As you both get in there, there is an odd, almost different vibe to Caravel. He's kind of standing a little taller, wearing all black. As you can see, he's holding the same mask that he had given you the last time he had basically made that deal with you, as he gives it back to you once more.
She will take it and put it on without really thinking about it.
As you do, he'll also put it on, and the entire world will go white. Almost like you've stepped into a different dimension. There is an odd hollowness that rings through your body as he kind of sighs. I don't mean for spectacles, I just did not wish to be inquired by your god, Knight's god, or any other creature that likes to roam around the camp. There's too many ears.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Just as a formality, anything within this mask that is said to you is contained only to it. You cannot repeat it unless it is to me or within this sphere, depending on who you are speaking to, yada yada, yada yada, etc. ad nauseum.
Wait, does that mean anything that's said between the two of us would not go to anyone outside?
Absolutely not. That is completely confidential.
Does anyone with the mask have that?
The dialogue that we have is only shared between creatures and beings who are wearing or withholding the mask within our area.
So, I'm simply asking because, as you said, there were a lot of eyes around. So, for instance, if everyone in our party had a mask and we all put it on, would we all be able to converse?
Secretly, technically, but then everyone would also gain access to my information pool, which, as we have already understood, people who are not of our kind tend to not take lightly to the work I do.
I understand. Just asking. Again, gods. Alright.
Today there has been speech of a creature of the name Tesserus. I need to know if he's alive.
Well, yes.
That is where you and I come in. I cannot trust it to anybody else, for most people within my sphere are still connected to some way, the angelic side of things. I need someone fully neutral in order to help me and assist me in finding the whereabouts and or the remains of Tesserus.
You need all of the remains?
Just a fraction. I need to know if he lived or died.
Well, don't we have this creature whose name is Tesserus?
That's Tracy.
Or you need... Oh.
Min talked about Tesserus, the one that the human came branding his mark of, Chancellor, which is related to the angels.
I totally got those names mixed up.
He's asking for Tesserus, not Trazier.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I have this correctly. Min talked about him. He is the Chancellor?
So Min said that a man that fits the description of Albion, blonde hair, blue eyes, human, came to her and tried to intimidate his way through her by giving Min basically like an emblem saying that he came and was directed to come here by Tesserus, who was a chancellor. That title is directed solely to the angels.
Got you. So Min talked about Albion was directed to come here.
Or let's
by
go down to
Tesserus.
pretty much down below.
Who's connected to the Chancellor. Angel people. Okay. And do you think Min has this information?
No. Min is just a vessel, a key, someone that is holding a place to make sure we don't find Mommy's weapons. Because, you know, this is not, in fact, related to Min. But this is something quite important. Something that I have been searching for at least a decent bit. But I have come up empty-handed.
What leads do you have?
Tesserus was executed. He was the first and only angel to be publicly executed by the Archon himself. The Archon said that he took every last bit of him to make sure he never went into the hourglass. which means he could never be regenerated, and he could never go to whatever place it is that angels go when they die. I want to find him.
So you do not believe that the Archon actually destroyed his body?
When you shatter an angel, when you kill them, in layman's terms, the body shatters into many different finite pieces. And I believe that during that, a piece of Tesserus must have been taken. And if it was, it would have been sold. It would have been collected by someone. Something. There has to be a remnant of it. I am convinced the Archon wasn't able to get all of him. So there is a place where Tesserus exists, and I want him.
Why?
He's a very prominent angel. A very smart man.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Dirty 20.
He is telling the truth, but there's definitely more to this than he's letting on.
Now, Caravel. You know, for this to work, you're going to have to be honest with me.
You can see he'll kind of uncomfortably preen at himself a little bit. Tesserus was the first and only Chancellor to ever become a Magister at the same time. He existed not only within Xehanor's capital as a second hand only to the Archon, but also a diplomat that existed on the human Pangea continent. He created, in a system that was meant to ruin you, set you up to be exactly what you were, and there was no deviations, a program in which angels of any status could become more than they were. And he achieved it. He defied the Archon, created channels for people, physical people, to exist and inhabit Niether. And he was murdered for wanting equality. They didn't turn him into a fallen. They didn't give him the respect of going to whatever place the angels believe they go. They slaughtered him like a dog in the road to quell anyone from thinking there was a chance you could be something if the Archon told you you couldn't. Tesserus was the last shred of humanity that existed in a place full of faceless creatures. And without him, I don't think there ever will be a Xehanor.
I understand why you would want to find him.
If there is no chance of him ever coming back in any form, the least that I could do was let him go to where he believed he would die, to the Hourglass. The angel equivalent of heaven, or things like that.
And what if there is nothing left of him?
In this one singular mood, I choose to be an idealist that says that there is no possibility he is gone.
All right. I mean, I will attempt to find information for you.
If he exists, and he's not with the Archon, then he's with collectors, rich, not so great people.
Where are they located?
There is one that I have thought of that might seem a bit odd. On the Crescent Isles, there is a beast that was once a god. He may have a shard of him. The
What is this beast's name?
original, the three-winged beast. There is also another creature that exists within Ashenwar. His name is Sharn, a roaming god that exists on that side of the continent. It is possible he might have it. At this point, we are looking for anything that holds any kind of significant value to being an angel casing. There is only one that has ever been seen, and I feel as if it would be his.
All right. And what exactly would these beings trade for it? Or are we going to have to steal it?
I don't know, but if they desire trade and it is something of significant value, I would not expect you to shell out. I just need it to be found. And I need someone who is okay doing things that are not exactly kosher to find it.
All right. I mean, I could try. I think we're going to go to the Crescent Isles. Based on the communication that I just overheard, it does seem as though that is probably where we're headed next.
Shantara, this is something quite important. I wish to just put that forward. I don't expect you to drop everything that you're doing and pursue a goose chase. But I hope that it is something that occupies your thoughts more than just a wandering request.
I understand. I think that there is... I mean, I want to go to the Crescent Isles exceptionally badly right now. In general. For my own reasons. So I think if we can go there, we're fairly close. That would be
Beneficial.
better. Indeed. I am assuming you do not want anyone to know that you are looking for this, as why we are here.
Correct. If even a singular word got through, who knows what ears are listening.
Should I speak the name aloud?
Tesseris isn't a villain, but chasing after him is taboo. Though I do wonder why Albion went looking on his behalf. It is a question that precedes me well.
Well, from what I understand of Albion, at least, and I do not know when in his life he went to go and on his Tesaris's behalf, there seems to be a point in some of the records that I have seen that Albion turned or did not want to pursue what he was doing.
That would align with him with Tesaris.
And that potentially what he was doing was either looking for a way to cut ties, or dare I say it, somehow, what my hope is to do something to the Archon. I do not know if that is the case. But
Shantara, if I told you I knew Albion, how would you respond?
my dear not Kyros, sorry, Caravel. I didn't actually say that. My dear Caravel, I have put 2 and 2 together. That you at least knew him. My suspect is that you knew him better than a traditional person, maybe a friend. Should you like to be forthcoming to me?
He'll kind of move a little closer. I think I might know how to find Albion once again.
Oh?
Once Tesaris is found, if Albion has not come out of his shell by then, I can take you to him. To where someone can unlock the key to Albion.
How do you know where he is?
Because I am also connected to a creature that gives me what I need. I have too sold away what is left of my soul to a devil, so I may know every question I've ever wanted to know. And as he says that, I'm gonna leave it here.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I have questions.
You're back.
I am
Poor
back.
friends.
All right, Kayla, since you will not be a part of this at all, if you want,
I know.
you could go to bed.
I might do that, yeah. That way I'm in like total mystery of what you guys are up to.
And then, everyone, are we okay running a little later to do Toodles?
Yes.
Okay. Kayla, thank you for playing.
Have a wonderful night. I wish
Good
you
night.
the best of luck. I'm so curious what happens. You guys got this. All right. Night.
Good
night.
night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Okay, let's make a deal.
So where
Let's
do we
make a
go?
deal with Toodles.
Why? What is happening? Where are we
we're
going?
heading over to Toodles.
Oh, I thought she wasn't open until tomorrow.
No, she just sent me a
she let.
stone
Mhm.
message.
An
Is that what they're
SMS,
called?
a stone message sending,
The sending stone?
sending
Stone
message,
message.
stone, an SMS.
An SMS.
Okay.
All right. As we have all grouped up together, and we are all headed towards Toodles, is there anything we want to say to one another on the walk there?
We grabbing. Is this just us? Are we grabbing Caravel? What about Tara? And like,
No. I don't think this would be wise to have Tara as part of this conversation at all.
are we getting Caravel then?
Passing his tent, is he there?
As you pass by, you can see Caravel is walking. He seems to have just come from Tara's tent.
Probably not.
Okay. Is
He is holding a potion bottle, though. It looks like he's gotten some kind of potion from her.
what are we doing at Toodles, and why do we all have to? Why do only us have to go?
If you really don't want to go, Clem, you don't need to come.
No, I want to come. I want to be involved. I just
It
don't
just
know
has
what.
to do with Min and the relationship between Min and the other
Yes.
people. It's kind of like a sensitive topic, and I mean, Shantara herself has said that the more she knows, potentially the more a large opposing force has.
Okay, that makes sense. I've been convinced. Let us go.
Oh, that was quite easy. I'm good at this negotiating thing.
This is why you're here.
All right. So we are headed towards Toodle's shop.
Mhm.
Yes.
As you all head towards, you can see that there is a bit of an odd feeling. Nothing too crazy, but it's almost like a tenseness. You know that kind of cold sweat you get down your back when you're feeling anxious? An odd sensation as you all turn into Toodles' shop, which seems to have a close sign on it. But as soon as you walk up, the door opens. Is Min behind you, or is she stopped?
I thought she was wrapped around Zazie.
Okay, just making sure. I didn't know if you tried to boot her out. As you all enter in the shop, you can hear almost like I would say, cacophony of different sounds, baking, moving, crashing, as you are greeted with what looks to be 5 different Toodles, all rearranging shelves. As one sits in the very back, the only one with the big hat, doing paperwork.
Hello.
Doodles.
You'll see, she will just kind of slowly lift her eyes to look at you as she continues to stamp.
Our journey, or the thing that we had the conversation over the stone with, I think it went better than anticipated. Just looking at, glancing at Zazie.
It went great.
Oh.
I love great.
You know, I know that you and Knight had a little bit of like a little bargain going.
A bargain? You mean contract? I have a contract right here.
And she'll snap
Yes,
her fingers.
contract. Contract. Sorry, totally misspoke on my. I wasn't as close on that. I might have read it over a little bit more if I had been more involved. But regardless, we did get 2 things because it did seem a little uncertain.
Uncertain? I just said I wanted the thing with the mask, which was murdered. Because, and so what are you doing to have it on the other thing?
So, we are here because we have met a lovely Min. Min is here with us. Looking forward, hopefully, to meet you. But we have also learned some very interesting information that is quite dire that we wanted to have a discussion with you real quick.
And you'll see Toodles will kind of look over.
Can you bring the abomination over here, please?
She is a gentle soul that is just misunderstood.
That's her name. I didn't choose it. That's what Zeva called her.
What called her?
Zeva. Zeva.
Oh, Zeva called her the abomination.
Mm-hmm. That's Zeva's daughter.
Right.
Oh!
She is.
Did you say
told-
daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Knight. I'm just...
That's all right.
Is Min short for abomination?
Mm-hmm.
short for like Minnie or something like that.
Nope, nope, nope. Her name is Min after abomination.
You just see Min's face in the shadow.
I'm gonna crouch down and just pat the face. It's okay.
she's like a little,
I can give you a new name.
you know, Flubber. Imagine Flubber.
Okay, well we have her. You can see by the shadow that's making facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
So we did just kind of Knight had just kind of filled me in on this, but we're happy Min is gonna have a new home, but we were wondering perhaps if we could borrow Min.
You'll see Toodles kind of tucks her head when you say home and kind of nods.
Borrow. Explain. Why?
Well, I mean, you seem like someone that. I mean, what's your opinion on Zeva? Neutral? Positive?
What's your opinion of the destruction of the sun?
Quite funny. I don't like him very much. But I don't like
You said-
Zeva either. I'm really indifferent.
What about Zeva's plan to probably control hundreds of people and take away all your customers?
I do like customers. But I need something of equal value. You have a little wild god, an amalgamation right there that could possibly blow up and create lots of different torrential downpours that I kind of like. I have a cage for her in the back.
Who?
So,
Well, just it's one of those things that you can keep her for the majority of the. Just when we are visiting the Crescent Isles, we may want Min to be there to just kind of help us and kind of help bring some sort of end to conflict. Conflict in an extreme way is never good. Yes, humans are naturally, well, not just humans, but creatures and pretty much everyone is naturally inclined to destruction. But does that mean that we always need to be in constant destruction, or there may be some forces at work that are worse than others? And having Min beside us will help that cause to lessen destruction, aka more people. As Knight said, more customers, more commerce. When people are at peace, we produce a lot of things. You can produce a lot of goods and provide lots of services. And, again, we just need her for a little bit.
Roll me a persuasion.
Okay. Kiss the die. Like, can I guide myself?
You do have inspiration.
I do have inspiration too if I need it. Ah, that was actually really good. That was a 24.
I'll do it on one condition.
Okay.
You owe me a toodle favor.
What, me? You want me to owe you a toodle favor?
It's your whole party. Everyone's included.
Okay. Is it like a dangerous one?
It's. Well, I have nothing right now, but when I do need something, I can call you up on your telephone, and you'll have to do what I tell you. Call it a favor. A favor
Is
for
this
a favor.
one group favor, or does each person owe you a favor?
It's for your entire party.
Well, I think before we decide on the favors, I think what Zazie is also saying, we all don't like Zeva. Some of us more than others. And from what we have learned, it seems like quite a few, if not many, or most, people may go extinct if Zeva gets what she wants. And our plan is to stop Zeva, and that sounds like it would be beneficial for you too, Toodles. In order for us to stop Zeva, we will need Min in the Crescent Isles.
Yes, so you give me Min now. And when you need her in the Crescent Isles, you can borrow her. And in exchange for that borrowing, you'll give me a favor.
But if you didn't let us borrow her, all those people would still just go extinct and you would lose business. So we are also already helping you.
I wouldn't go extinct. I'd move.
Does she have to stay in the cage?
You're gonna look over.
She's learning feelings, so maybe I can come by and still talk to her about feelings as we learn together. Maybe that'll help her from not exploding. And then she doesn't have to stay in the cage.
Yeah, it would be great to be able to can we visit her?
Sure, she's not going to explode if left unchecked. She's just going to explode if I tamper with her too much. The cage is just because I've got nowhere else to put her right now.
And she stay
I mean,
in
she's
my
pretty
tent.
small.
But then how would I siphon her energy? All the strings that exudes from the magical gods. They're very tasty.
Okay.
What happens to her if you siphon all of it? Is it possible to siphon all of it? Do you plan on siphoning it all?
If I siphoned everything, then I would never have the regeneration qualities of her. So I wouldn't do it. I would get really close.
Can I read our contract again? Can I see the contract?
He kind of hands it back to you.
He is looking to see what would happen if he did not fulfill the terms of this condition of his contract.
It's basically you become Toodle's errand boy. She can ask you up to 5 favors.
And if he in turn did not do any of those favors.
It just says consequences in big letters.
Clarification. Consequences.
You would become Toodle's helper, and you'd be stuck here forever. You'd be stocking all my shelves,
And she kind of snaps her fingers, and as you do, you just see a middle-aged man appear in front.
just didn't do what he was supposed to, and now he stocks my shelves forever.
Okay, can we be more specific about maybe this group favor that where is owed?
It's whatever
Like-
I need when I need it.
But we have a very specific use case for Min, so I do feel like in exchange there should be like a sort of equivalent favor asked. No?
A doodle favor is whatever I need when I need it. It could be as simple as I need you to bring me 4 gallons of milk, or it could be as grand as I need you to kill someone for me. It's very uncommon, but it's possible. Sometimes someone even gets out of the contract just because I really wanted ham sandwich.
I would agree the killing people part is a little tough for me. I don't try to kill anyone unless absolutely necessary.
I think that should be added as if we are to accept the Toodle favors, it will not include anything that involves killing.
Unjust killings, I'll agree to.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little bit better.
Toodles
Does
never
the
because of that
siphoning-
reason.
Does the siphoning hurt?
You're not answering the question, and that really makes me feel like it's a yes.
I will give you an example. Knight, when your soul was being unraveled by the seams so that way your strings could be used for somebody else, how did it feel?
It's quite painful.
Not pleasant, but useful.
I have.
And what about this 5 favors for just me?
Well, if you don't do it and you want to keep the creature, then you'll owe me 5 favors.
I think your 5 favors do include killing, though, Knight.
Again, it could be as simple as I really want a ham sandwich today, or I really need someone murdered. But those 5 favors don't usually come with extreme timelines, if that makes you feel more safe. One time I asked someone to tailor me a dress, and it was very pretty, so I didn't eat their soul.
I can't tailor a dress.
You could learn.
Kind of have better other things to do than learning.
Oh,
to
okay.
tailor a dress.
The tailoring the dress is the least of our worries. I.
I'm still crouched by the shadow, and I'm gonna look down at Min. What do you think?
Shaking in her little boots. But she's not opposing anything. She seems still.
If you had choice, what would your choice be? Stay here, talk to us, make friends, go back and be sad and lonely calling people.
You just see the mask
But-
will kind of slowly look at you. But it doesn't respond.
Can I insight this creature?
Go ahead, roll an insight.
what are you thinking behind that mask? No. Nope. I'm pretty sure that's only a 7. Yes, it's a 7.
It's alright. It was pretty low. It seems like Min is letting you decide what you want to do. It's just going from one master to another for her.
I'm gonna look at Night and be like, I don't really. If I hadn't learned about the siphoning, this would have been a lot easier.
Yes.
This is your contract and your decision. I don't think Min will
This,
object
I
either
think,
way.
affects all of us, no matter which way we go.
Because we do need Min at some point.
Oh, I meant just for the handover. I thought we were handing her over. We were taking the Toodles favor deal. Sans killing.
No, we have learned that Zeva plans to, make hundreds, thousands, millions of people go extinct, destroy the sun.
Oh, man.
Maybe replace it with herself. I don't know.
So, we are hesitating why? Because what it sounds like right now is you're weighing the cost over thousands of lives and the potential current existence as we know it changing with owing Toodles a favor that won't include killing.
Okay, wait, I actually have something. So when we are back at camp, this is kind of like a enclosure. No?
The cage is meant specifically so it can siphon. If I let her out, then she won't be siphoned.
So could we, when we're here, we're not here all the time, obviously. Out of sight, out of mind, I guess.
Are you asking to come by and see her while she's being siphoned?
Or, if she could come out when we're here.
Siphoning schedule, if you will. Visitations?
Yes, visitations and relief from discomfort.
But then she
Maybe
won't
it'll
be
help her
maximized.
recharge. Well, maybe she'll recharge faster. You don't know what feeling more emotions will do to her current magic and energy levels and being exposed to multiple different ways of life.
So what you're telling me is you'd rather her have emotions that she can experience and then immediately rip them away from her so she can go back to continuous and long hours of agony. You'd rather give the creature freedom and know what it looks like to then throw it back into a cage? Especially knowing that...
I feel as though you are actually convincing us of the opposite of what you're doing.
I'm just questioning your moral compasses here.
I don't really have one. They're trying to help me build one.
And the idea of somebody in agony constantly is unfortunate, though I do understand that Min, for all that we've discovered about her, is her
Already
life.
suffering constantly.
Yes.
She is a human, so...
She's a human?
Her casing was originally.
You, again, working against Toodles, I was really thinking you were going to be, convincing me to let her stay with you would be great.
I'm telling you all the facts that you have to know. This is going to sit on your consciousness, not mine.
You have no problem siphoning from a creature that was called an abomination, that is filled with combustible souls?
No, not particularly.
How old are you? Well, no, you should never ask anyone their age. Sorry, that would be rude of me.
For context, if this makes you feel any more satiated, this isn't my only home. So if this planet explodes, I'll move on to the next one.
Planet. I'm going to nod my head. As if we are not the center of the Okay, great. Well, we don't have new homes.
I feel like that would still be a very large loss of money if an entire planet just disappeared. Oh, and plus all the money that you can make by doing interplanetary trade. I'm sure there's things here that are even more worth by taking them to your other homes.
She'll kind of like shrug her shoulders a little bit.
Like you've already at this point have gotten, we've got men here.
Do you want to give me men? And then borrow her for a favor? Or do you want to keep her and owe me 5? And I can spread it out amongst all of you evenly. If that makes you feel more comfortable.
No.
Knight, don't be self-sacrificing, though. I understand that lots of lives are at stake.
No, I am more willing to give men over to Toodles. It's the fact that we have to do another favor by also getting Toodles. When what we're doing right now, what we're asking for, will help Toodles in the long run. It's mutual beneficial. You're getting, apparently, a power boost if you're siphoning off power from men. Which we'd also lose if this planet is destroyed.
Oh, I can take her wherever. Listen, when you take men for however long the duration is, I'll be losing power. So for that loss, you can recoup me and pay for it with a favor.
I will do the favor.
No, we can do the favor.
A favor that is suitable for one person.
So you're handing me over the creature, correct?
If a one-person favor, not this right here.
Knight,
is
not
improving
one
my-
person favor. We're all in on the favor.
The thing is,
I think
if we
we're
do
speaking for people that are not here.
I will join the
that
favor.
is
A two-person
positive.
favor. A two-person favor. Clem, you don't have to be a part of this. A two-person
Okay.
favor. One favor, no killing. 2 people. I will help you, Knight. If that sounds good. Don't love the idea of siphoning, but from what we've gathered about men I don't even know is capable of having a lot of motion.
And how does that sound, Toodles? A favor suitable for 2 people. Because getting men required like 5 of us.
Toodles will kind of shrug her shoulders.
That sounds fine.
She did say it could be a ham sandwich, and I make a great sandwich.
That you do. I would like to read the words of this contract.
Okay.
We're looking for clause. I need to. I will also help you.
Are you trying to find ways out of giving men,
No.
or trying to find ways out of the
No, more like the new favor of borrowing Min. Knight wants to make sure that it's like, I want to know if this is a favor, how long this favor is supposed to last. Like, is it a favor? Like, it shouldn't be something that's going to take us an entire year of our life.
The only thing on the clause is Tootle can ask you whenever she wants, whenever, and whatever, other than unnecessary killing. Well, undeserved killing. That's it. There is no clause, there's no definition, as she kind of hands you over the contract.
We can do a favor. I
think a favor equal to however long we have Min for. So if we have her for 3 days, it is a favor that can be completed realistically within 3 days.
You can keep. I welcome you to keep debating me, but this is the clause. This is what I'm giving you. You can either take it, or I'll take Min. And you can have nothing.
I think might be the best we're gonna be able to get.
Is there anything in my original contract that says when I needed to give her Min?
It says as soon as possible in it. Remember, that one was timed. Toodles kept was like, I want it now, ASAP, ASAP, ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
But this one has no time frame. There's no ASAP. There's nothing on it that indicates time.
Soon as possible, but also soon as possible could also mean what is realistically safe for the entire population, for the planet.
We're gonna get Min back.
Just accept the contract, Knight.
I think at this point, I agree to help you negotiate, but I think a two-person favor. It could be a sandwich, but we did put in no killing, so that's a really big one in my book.
No unnecessary killing, but you guys do necessary killing.
No unnecessary killing. And we could be doing this when we're old and maybe. Well, I gotta get into. I have some things I gotta share with y'all. Anyways.
What?
We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's not a secret. We just haven't had time to talk about this. I might live a lot longer than I thought originally. Anyways. Okay. I think this is not a bad deal. I don't love the idea that Min will be siphoned, but two-person favor. Don't think Toodles also cares that much about humanity as like we do.
Amanda over.
All right. So you signed the contract?
Well, Zazzy has been.
Yeah.
You'll watch as Toodles will walk over and from your shadow will grab Min. And as she does, in this shape, as she kind of holds her, it's just, I would say, a small being, very tiny, as she rips it off, and the mask will fall to the ground and shatter. And she'll begin to drag Min to the back, as she'll snap her fingers, and you'll hear the wailing that you heard before in the house begin to echo through the building, as she'll put the contract in front of you.
I will sign my name.
Yep.
And Toodles will snap her fingers, and as she does, 2 items will appear in front of you.
Well, since you completed my original request, here is your prizes for giving me the being, and I will contact you later with another request when I have it.
And on the table looks to be a stick and a mirror.
Is one specifically for us? Either of us?
It's for whoever wants it.
Just gonna gather them.
All right. As you both gather the materials and sign the contracts, you will hear the distant wails and screams of agony as you exit the shop. And that is where we'll end today's session.
It's hard to argue with an omniscient person who has no care. Damn.
I was trying to argue the definition of to as soon as possible, because to him, as soon as possible might mean, okay, you're not getting it until after we save the fucking world. That is the definition of soon as possible, afterwards that. If only I had thought about it earlier.
That's okay. Unfortunately, Zazie was stumped as soon as Toodles was like, I do not care. I was like, damn, I don't know how to argue with that. You have no empathy? Okay, this is going to be a real hard sell then.
What's another 17 years? Kat, you look so happy in the corner.
I'm so tired, and I'm just like, I don't know exactly how the Xeraphel feels about this. Like, mixed emotions of, like, that was me a little while ago, but, like, also...
She did
is
take off
kind
her
of-
mask and suck feeling away from us.
Away.
About
Yeah, we didn't like
away.
that.
She copied
Did
it.
not like that.
Didn't like that.
Oh,
But
also, it's been luring in wild gods to get butchered. So, like, problematic being.
To be so honest with you, that's what she was designed to do. It's not like she really understood what she was doing. Min kept telling them that you were friends with her. I don't think she was really...
I think Zazie's lines of questioning when Min said could not give a single time of feeling other emotions besides like being sad. She's like, uh-oh. I think this Min might be past it. Past Xeraphel.
She did say she loved this more, though.
Shit.
Well, you know what? We can take down Toodles another time.
We're just gonna beat the shit out of Toodles next session.
No,
Wait,
we're
we
long
gotta get to
con.
level 20 first.
It's the long
Long
con,
con.
okay? She didn't say when. We could just, this could be the start of the second session, the second campaign, where we're level
Murderous.
20, the post
Right.
Toodles world in which these two weird, like this goblin and human that should not have lived very long, killed an omniscient being.
I figured out this session too, guys. Zazzy's caught it on the head. I figured it out.
Oh, God.
Well, thank you everybody for
Ending the
playing.
session.
Thank you for
you.
being late.